Hello, hello, everyone. Oh yeah, I gotta go fix this thing. Hold on, before I forget. First, I got some housekeeping stuff to do. Oh my God, Lear hit 300 followers. Boom! I just sub over to Cal. Boom. Oh my God, I'm a suggested channel over on Lear's account. That's so nice. Okay, let's see. And then I gotta go over to Stream Elements. Or Stream Labs. Just kidding. I think I'm doing a stream. I'm dying. Oh my God. Stream Labs. I'm okay. Oh no, it is Stream Elements. I'm full of lies. I'm a liar. I'm a lying liar, pants. Okay. Hold on, I gotta update a bunch of stuff over here. Where is England? Oh, United Kingdom. And then... Okay. There we go. Now let me go over to my overlays. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm making it happen. I'm gonna go turn off this. No, wait, not that. I'm going to turn off... Which one is it? Oh, it's a slideshow. There we go. And then we're going to have Height Boss, and the Height Boss is going to go down over here. Hi, Gabriel. How you doing today? This will also prevent me from having some, like... hello. I'm actually going to lock this. Height Boss. There we go. Hey, yo! Alright, let's see. Hello, can I move the Hype Boss, or are you... Oh, well, I guess that's where it lives now. Okay, I'm saving this. There we go. I wish that it would let me move this. Hold on. Why won't you let me move this? I want to move it down. I would like to move the Hype Boss down. There we go. Hype Boss? Alright. You are the current Hype Boss, Gabriel. I did it. Okay. Alright. I fixed it. Now we don't have a bunch of obnoxious ass shit floating all over the place. Alrighty. Let me go over here. Let me turn on some music. Or some sounds. Some sweet, sweet sounds. Some rain and some cafe sounds, I think, would be good. Part of me kind of wants to keep the Hype Boss open all the time. How do I do that? I'm just gonna... Zero is no fade. Did it do what I needed it to do? I think in theory Nice. Okay, well, I'll leave that open. That's nice. Playing a game, my sister recommended I listen to Celtic music and see how I felt. Nice. Yeah, Celtic music's good. What are the rules here? No, let's do that. Overkill's fine. All right, cool. Let me save this. There we go. I think I did it. Yeah, because I no longer have commissions open. I gotta update it on my website. Celtic music is good. It's really popular. My mom listened to it a lot when I was a kid. There was a lot of Celtic woman. Okay, cool, Jace. I'll fill that out. Thank you. Alright, let's roll some dice. I wish I had an on-screen dice roller. That'd be pretty sick. Wow. Okay, well, this is a micro sprint. Truly. This first sprint's gonna be 7 minutes. Apparently. So I'm working on Witch in the Woods. And, my goal now, I already hit the word count goal, so now my goal is to hit, overall, the end of the story. So I have about probably 2 streams worth of stuff, but we're gonna see. Hopefully, hopefully it will result in, me finishing it either today or next week, because I have to submit it by the end of the, contest. Otherwise, I'll be sad. We don't want that. Hi, guys. So, we've been chatting for 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and, get on out of here and start this sprint. So, 7 minutes is nothing. I'll see you at the end of 7 minutes. And here we go. All right, 7 minutes is up. I barely finished this section, but 7 minutes is like nothing. Hi, Ava. I hope you've been doing okay. Yeah, you no apologies at all. People come and go. I've had people literally leave streams for like years and then like come back, and all of a sudden I'm like, hello. Hi, Chips. How you doing today? But I'm doing all right. I'm very tired. I'm sick of this, Grandpa. Oh no, what happened to you, Gabriel? Yeah, I'm just tired. I gotta sell some stuff on Mercari today. I should probably do some packing. Yeah, I'm just fucking exhausted. Okay, cleaning up hotel room before I head to the airport. Well, I hope you have a safe flight back. Hopefully all will go well. Airports can be weird. Actually, funny story. That has never happened to me, but I have seen that happen exactly to someone. The more common scenario in my family was that my mom was buying my grandma these books for years. They're written by the author Philippa Gregory. And they are historic fiction novels. At least that's what they appear on the surface. They're typically about the Tudor period. But they're actually the raunchiest smut of all time, and so my mom was continuously buying my grandma these smut novels, and she didn't know what they were, but my grandma full well knew what they were, and was very interested in them because they were smut novels. And it was only several years after my mom was buying my grandmother these novels that she realized that they were just hardcore old lady erotica. We didn't judge grandma though. She knew what she liked. Oh, that's annoying. Why is Safe like this?
I don't fucking know. Well, because, like, I'm, like, trying to figure out, like, through their... Because on the desktop version, like, you can access, like, the warranty information and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, okay, cool. Let me go and figure that out. But then, like, it was, like, asking for last name, phone number, and the year of your car. And I did both of our phone numbers and the year of our car, both your last name and my last name, to try and figure out, like, in any of those combinations, what it wound up being under. And I can't find it. I don't even have the appointment in my calendar on my phone, which is weird because I feel like I would have done that, aside from the one from when we were in the Ford Focus and we had to take it to Safe Light.
Yeah, you should just call you gotta call their number, bro. I hate to be that guy, but, like, as much as I want there to be...
Just, I'm mostly, like, trying to make sure that I have all the information in front of me, and if, like, I don't have the right information when I make this call, then it's just going to be a massive waste of time.
I mean, not necessarily, because you can tell them that there was a guy that serviced the car at this address, and it's this license plate number, and they should be able to find it, because we didn't take it to a Safe Light location, they came to us, and so they'll have it in their system. I am so sorry. Also, hi, Cal. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, and a stretch, too. We got a stretchy stretch. Also, I wanted to say thank you again for everybody who followed last stream as well. Femboy and Bredicus as well. Bredicus followed right at the end of stream. That was very nice. I also wanted to... say a massive thank you to people who have oh, Brady's not gonna do well on Booksprout. I have a feeling in my butt. Thank you to everybody who's been reviewing my books. I went to go check to see if the Book Sprout campaign had picked anybody up for Brady. Unfortunately, no. But we did get a new review for Court of Snakes, which is now up to 11. So thank you so much for that. I think it went through. Okay, so this one is actually quite a review. I got a 4-star, which is pretty good. I'll take 4 or 5 stars. Those are always good for me. So, Ariel said, pretty good YA fiction where a pair of compelling main characters struggle to find their place in a malevolent political conflict stemming from dogmatic authority bent on preserving oppressive systems versus liberty, equality, and change. I found it to be well balanced between the characters and flowed wonderfully. Throughout, it kept the story progressing without relying on cliffhangers. I ended up being genuinely interested in how the characters would resolve conflicts. If you're drawn to the world building, it establishes an interest in post-apocalyptic civilization trapped by the inhospitality of its landscape and a society stratified by wealth and power. It is also a society where there is hope that unified they are powerful and can overcome the systems consuming them from within. I appreciate that it treats the villain as a threat because of his influence, that he is followed by people because they feel that they are supposed to rather than trusting their own guts. Evil leaders aren't dangerous because they're good with a sword or wield powerful magic. They're dangerous because people follow them and believe them. This story does that. The magic is interesting and is overall fine, but I feel it could have been used a little better. It's used like a toolbox for the characters rather than a literary device. It's explained, it has rules, it's used. I really do like it for its world building, but I felt like it was less mystical than the text would lead you to believe. Overall, I recommend this as a YA book. It is a good read. That is very kind. Thank you, Ariel. I'm glad that they liked the villain because I think about that Kirkus reviewer that one time who was like, Talbot is not a believable villain, and I'm like, clearly you have never been oppressed in your fucking life. So I think about that guy. This person was very kind. And it's interesting. I'm curious to see how they would feel if they were to read the second one, because the mechanisms become, for like the magic system, become a lot different and are looked at differently in that particular system. So kind of interesting. But I do appreciate the good review nonetheless. I'm glad that they liked Talbot and felt like he was believable, because I think Talbot arguably... Actually, he's not the worst villain that I've ever written. I consistently go back to, like, Athos is actually the fucking literal worst. But Talbot is definitely in the top 3 for assholes. Assholes of the year. He's fucking awful. I stretched again when I popped my back that time. I think I've played, like, 24 hours of Tamagotchi Life. You're in it to win it. My question is I recognize I can have 70 Miis on my island, and I'm going to probably buy it tonight. And... because I can have 70 Miis on my island, I can make a fight club. And I'm going to have them fight to the death. I'm like, I might want to do a thing where I just make all of my Miis, and put all of my OCs and their backstories on the island, and then screenshot all the dramatic shit that's happening so we can keep track of, if I threw every OC from every universe into one area, would they fight each other? Who's gonna be dating who? It's gonna get out of control. I don't know if I can handle multiple islands. That's too much power and too many Miis. I'm gonna start small, and I don't even know if I have 70 OCs that I could throw onto an island. But I bet you I could figure it out. Yeah, I'm scared. I get too overwhelmed. I gotta watch out with sandbox games, because, like, that's my major problem with, I think, playing Minecraft, and why I can't really play it, because I open the game, and then the executive dysfunction hits me so hard that I'm like, oh shit, there's too much to do. And then I lock up, and then I don't finish it. So I'm gonna start with one island, as many OCs as I can think of, and then I'm just gonna go for it. And we're gonna see how that fucking goes. I have a temptation, guys, and I know I at the very minimum will buy the game no matter what, because I'm a firm believer of supporting developers, but I do have an access potentially to a ROM hack, And what's cool about that is that it's on the desktop, and so you can use your drawing tablet to draw the Miis. And so people are making like the most complex looking ass Miis I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, I could do this. I could put this on the Compute Pew, and then it would be easy enough to stream as well because it would be on the Pew Pew. But I would still have to buy a copy of it out of principle because that would make me sad. Okay. Minecraft is hard for me to play alone. Sometimes I can handle Cobblemon because Pokemon Brain takes over. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like I get dropped into those environments and I'm like, holy shit, there's so much going on. And at least The Sims now, especially, they added in like little quest goals where it's like, oh, here's a challenge. Like, have a household that has like 8,000 toddlers in it. Good fucking luck. One adult. 8,000 toddlers, one adult. Good luck. And so you can play out these challenge scenarios. And they can just be kind of fun. You know, they're just funny. And then you can reuse the same Sims over and over, so you're not making new Sims all the time. So that is helpful. So I wish if Minecraft had more of that going on, and like Stardew Valley and other farming sims or life sims, I feel like are the same thing for me. Where I'm like, I don't know what I'm fucking doing, and then I just kind of stand there, and then I get paralyzed. Task paralysis hits. And then it's game over. Yeah, because I realize for people who like Minecraft and are good at Minecraft, it's a great game. So I definitely don't think that the game itself is bad. My brain is just like not compatible with it. I do respect it, but I get lost. Yeah, you are built different. Yeah, some people are. I don't know. Some people are the fucking. That's it. It's the thing. Jace is that way as well. Like Pokopia, he designed an entire fucking like beautiful treehouse village in the middle of the little island, and I'm like, how do you where do you eject this from your brain? Because for me, I'm like, you have to tell me to build the thing, and then I'll build it. And Jace is like, look at my majestic treehouse. It's crazy. But on that note, let me roll some dice because we're about to go into an ad. So I'm gonna start a new stream or a new sprint, so that way we don't have to deal with the ads. Oh my god, why are these sprints so short? This is the fate that has been given to us today. So we'll do this 12-minute sprint. I'm gonna launch into it, and I'm gonna just kind of try and keep writing, and I will see you on the other side. Here we go.
What years are Prius?
It's 2024.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because I tried calling the number, and then they're like, we don't have any available agents. Please try booking your appointment online, and then hung up.
Okay.
So, like...
So then I would say...
but I know for sure it's under your phone number, and so I'm like, it's not... I'm like, did they fucking misspell the name with 2 L's?
Probably.
Nope.
Okay, well then I would just say make a new appointment, and when they ask, you know, just be like, hey, you know, when the guy shows up, be like, hey, this was done by Safelite. We can't get a hold of the warranty people. Obviously, this melted. Can you please just fix it? And if we have to pay a difference, that's fine. But, like, this was a couple months ago, and the heat fluctuations, we went through the car wash, and it smeared the entire thing. So something happened, you know what I mean? And you can just, like, let them know what's going on. But, you know, Safelite. Anyway, I'll mute. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that I was, like, still typing, and I'm unmuted. But, yeah, we're having... The cars are evil. Okay, I'm muted. Oh yeah, no, I'm aware. I actually didn't forget to mute. What ends up happening, by the way, is I have a button on my microphone that on the front that if I push it, it will mute the microphone. However, many years ago, and some of you may remember this, Fat Alice yanked the fucking microphone off of the desk, bending the ever-flying shit out of it, and occasionally this button misfires, and so it will either, 1, unmute itself, or 2, I'll push the button to mute, and it just simply won't mute. So yeah, that's how that goes. But yeah, long story short, we had a chip repair done on our vehicle, and the temperature got so fuckety in Colorado that it melted the chip repair resin, and so now there's a oopy goopy all over the windshield, and we can't get a hold of the Safelite people to get them to come fucking fix it. What a wild time. But yeah, no, Fat Alice broke the mic. It's got like this big ass I'll have to take a picture of it sometime. It's on the front of the mic. It's covered by my pop filter now. But it's got a big-ass dent in it from when she got hooked to my headphones, jumped off the desk, and then yanked it directly into the 7th layer of hell. And I'm not really sure why she's like this. I'm almost at 2,200 words now, though. Or 22,000, sorry, I can read. Let me finish this sentence, though. I need to get this thing done. I'm hoping that it's only like 25K. I don't want this thing to be 30K. I want it to be done. That's all I want. I am a simple man. Stretch! Everybody stretch and hydrate! I'm drinking some Kofifi. Oh my god, my back popped again. Okay, something is telling me I'm broken. That's like the 4th time that's done that today. I'm gonna die. This is the end. Oh my god, Nagendra. The India team is silly. I did get an ego boost because I learned that I was helping this guy a couple years ago or really last year, I guess, work on a business where effectively he runs a carbon capture business, and he was trying to propose to a variety of power plants, oil refineries, hospitals, effectively anybody that has carbon emissions, services to capture that carbon out of the air before it goes out into the atmosphere. Because his argument was that if you capture the carbon here in the US, you can actually get paid for the carbon that you capture. And there are also other programs that you can use to resell that carbon that you capture out of the air and have it turned into other stuff industrially. So it can actually make businesses a lot of money to prevent the environmental pollution that they're doing. And I put together all of these lists for this guy to send out mass emails to. I did the emailing campaigns for him when he first started his business. And it turns out that like the work that I did got this guy like $250 million worth in contracts. So I feel like the fucking outreach god. I never ever thought that was how that was gonna go. So long story short, I may now know an accidental like oops I became a millionaire situation with his business, which is pretty fucking crazy. Oh god, I had to lie down. I shrimped so hard. Oh no. Oh no. I love it when you get storage boxes from auction and you never know what you're gonna find in there. I love the subreddit What Is This, because it's the funniest shit and people will post really weird stuff in there. Somebody found a dab kit inside one of those like storage auction boxes. You never know when you're gonna accidentally find drugs. Drugs. That's all I gotta say. Don't buy weird storage things in America. You never know what you're gonna fucking get. I acknowledge that there's like that entire TLC show that's like Storage Wars or whatever, where they like will buy massive storage units from estate sales where people die, and then they find weird shit in there. And I'm like, yep, that's it. That's America. You never know. The weirdest shit that I ever found in any of my own dead relative stuff was a bunch of Freemason stuff. Apparently my grandpa tried to be a Freemason for a bit, and I'm like, why are you joining cults, Grandpa? Grandpa, don't do that. He was okay. It looked like he wasn't really involved in the Freemasons too much. And now, granted, they're not actually a cult. They are a fraternal organization by all proximity, but they do a bunch of like I don't know how they can't consider it a cult. Because they worship a quote supreme being and they have like rituals and stuff. I'm like, this is a cult religion. You're doing religious shit. But I think most people join because of its focus on charity and mutual aid. And so that's likely why my grandpa was there, because he was at Pearl Harbor when that happened. And he wasn't like one of the ones. He was in the Navy, and he was like mostly a like rescue officer. So his whole boat's job was like if U.S. soldiers got bombed for whatever reason, you go and you rescue the guys that are there. He wasn't really like boots on the ground or anything like that. So I'm sure that he was like, man, I like charity, and then showed up and went, oh, this was bad, and then put that shit in a storage box, and then never looked at it ever again. But we opened all that stuff, and I was like, dang it, Grandpa Bill. Dang it, Grandpa. Yeah, the Freemasons are a little funky. I'm not a huge fan of them. I just don't like anybody who's like, you have to like have like effectively frat boy style like hazing stuff going on in order to get in. That's just really weird to me. I'm not a fan. And like they have cool stuff like craft guilds and stuff, and so like some of the stuff that they do is like really cool, but like the Freemasons have been around since like the 14th century. It's like so old. And so that's probably why they're so weird, because that would have been like Renaissance or pre-Renaissance, so technically dark or medieval period, Dark Ages, like France, I think. So like no wonder they're fucking weird. Those guys were doing weird shit. And then like nobody wants to be identified. So when they photograph the inside of the Freemasons stuff, like everybody has their like faces censored and stuff. I'm like, if you guys are not doing weird shit, you don't need to censor yourselves. So like, what's going on, man? And then the only other Freemason that I knew was that guy that was like my best friend's from like the Christian school's dad, who was the one who tried to convert that one guy from Islam to Christianity, and he would like intentionally host foreign Air Force cadets with the intent of converting them. So I'm like, okay, if that guy was a Freemason, and he was doing some nice stuff, like he'd collect bottle caps to go like get extra cash, or not bottle caps, like pop tabs for like soda pop cans to go get extra money for charity to donate to stuff. But I'm like, but if you're being weird, I don't know, man. I don't know. They wear weird little clothes. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, see, and some people consider it an esoteric religion. I'm like, I'm looking at this article. This is how you do is this how I go onto a YouTube deep dive hole onto Freemasonry and be like, all right, guys, tell me your secrets. Tell me your secrets. I'm so confused. Like, why is everything so secret? I'm so confused. I'm getting out of this article. I'm getting out of here. Freemasons, man. Okay, let me roll another thing. Let's see. We did a really short sprint. Oh, come on, give us a long one. Give us a long one. Okay, there we go. That's better. That's better. Oh, we got a tarot reading too. Let me do that one really quick before we get into this next sprint. We got a 25-minute one this time. Oh my god, yes, nailed it. You a real human? A real actual person? No fucking way. In the age of AI, Jace? What do you mean? An actual human person? That's crazy. Alright, let's see what we got. What we got for characters. You need a real person. Yeah, no shit. That's what that was my conversation this morning with the CVS pharmacy. I was like, please, dear God, I need you to put me through to a real person. And then that guy was able to explain that the U.S. likes to cock block people from their hormones, and that's why I am where I am. But that's fine. You know. This is America. Okay, so you got Queen of Pentacles, or Queen of Swords reversed, pardon me. So, this might have to do with you, or it might have to do with somebody that you know. So, if you have been having issues with probably like an older woman, and this could be anybody over the age of like 35 or 40, I would argue. So, that may be what this is about. But if you haven't been having any specific issues with that demographic of a person, It may be more about you personally, but either way, whether it's coming externally from another person or it's coming from yourself, you might have been feeling lately a lot of like very heavy demands. You're overloaded, you're overburdened, and there's like way too much, too high of expectations, effectively, realistically, given what you've got going on. And so then that's been leading to a lot of self doubt, which has been uncomfortable. But the important thing to remember is that, like, if you do have other people asking stuff of you, that loyalty in itself is a really admirable trait to have. However, if people start exploiting that loyalty and they start asking you for more and more and more and more, that can effectively put a really heavy emotional like strain on you, and also damage your own sense of self. So it's less about like my feelings are hurt, but it may distract from like your current goals. So don't forget that you have desires, needs, a mind of your own opinions, and that's totally valid. You don't need anybody else's approval to do stuff that makes you happy. So as long as you stick true to your own dreams and your own self, even if other people may not understand or approve, you don't even have to let other people know in some cases. It's like you can just take care of you, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully things clear up and you start feeling a little bit better soon. But yeah, other people make life stressful for effectively no reason. I'm gonna feed my Snorlax also. If you haven't eaten snackies yet today, please go get some snackies. I hope that you enjoy your lunch, Chips, and good luck on the shuttle as well. Shuttles are fun. Let's punch the government. I can't. I mean, people are trying. All of those veterans over at the White House yesterday or the day before were trying. You know it's bad when like the government arrests like over 60 veterans. It's cool. We love this place. Alright, let me feed the Snorlax, and then let me go ahead and get going on the sprint. Yeah, hit close to home. Yeah, I don't. I promise I'm not doing anything super crazy. It's all just quantum entanglement magic and a slight religious affiliation on my end. But yeah, hopefully it provides insight. It's tough because tarot is definitely in no way like a or any divination for that matter. It is in no way a future telling tool. But at the very least, it can help you see things kind of objectively from an outside perspective. So it doesn't make the decisions that happen after that though any easier. Especially when you're dealing with other people as well, it can be hard to navigate like all of those things. My Snorlax leveled up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this new 25-minute sprint. And this time, I'm going to push the button repeatedly until it mutes. And here we go. Let's get started. Alright, I realized I needed to go back and add some more stuff over here, but that's okay. I am now at 23,000 words. Hooray! Thank you for the hydrate also. I'm almost done with my coffee. I am slowly making progress. It's happening. Soup. Oh, we also got a posture check. Don't shrimp. I'm gonna do a little reading for myself. So I realize the only thing I don't like about this creamer is that it's a coconut milk based creamer.
Yep.
It was a nice thought. It's not bad when it's with other stuff. I would want to add in like more chocolate syrup or another creamer on top of this in order to balance it out. But I think it's an interesting experiment. It's not. It's not gross.
Yeah, I definitely was like, eh.
Yeah, it's just eh. Yeah, it's just eh. Yep, I agree.
Like,
I agree.
The Venture Pal, I feel like, gives you more mushrooms and doesn't affect the flavor at all.
Correct.
And then, like, I can just use my creamer.
Yep,
Like,
true. Soup hag time, oh my god. You gotta, like, screech out that, like, elk sound. Interesting. Trying to see if these tarot will give me an answer. Interesting. Okay, good luck at the airport. Oh, I want to play a game, but I get nervous or anxious about it. Oh, that's unfortunate. I've had that happen, though. Some games, like, low-key stress me out as well. Like, I have to be in the right mindset to play, like, horror games and stuff. We played Soma on stream one time long ago, and I had to, like, really, like, think about it before I did that. That was a great fucking game, though. I would play it again. Soma was wonderful. So fucking good. Yeah, super good game. God, there was so much weird fucked up shit going on in that game. Oh my god. I'm like looking at screenshots. There's a safe mode? What do you mean safe mode? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if I personally would... Oh, that's cool. It makes it more casual friendly. So effectively you're just not raw dogging Soma anymore. I don't know. I didn't have too much of a problem with it as somebody who doesn't like horror games, but that was a good fucking game. I want to play BioShock again as well. It seems like a good time to play like a collapsing capitalist society trapped underwater kind of a game. But, you know. Hi, Jace.
Hi.
Sorry to take some dum-dum.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like that was a lot of, like, fucking running around for no reason.
Well, and it's like, do we just call the service team over at Toyota Stevenson and be like, hey?
I was told that we would get a follow-up. Also, it's because it's your phone number on the account. They'll probably call you.
Oh, God.
So.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I like Origins. Origins, I prefer. I'm playing Odyssey right now, but I think Origins is actually a better game. To be honest, there were some things that were a little grindy about the end game content, but that seems to be a trend for Assassin's Creed games in that period. I haven't played any of the newer Assassin's Creed games, so I can't speak on that. The story was fine. I felt like the game was a little short. The map was cool. Some things I wish they would have expanded on in terms of like exploration, but I'm more of a fan of like Tomb Raider style games in that regard. I think Assassin's Creed is having like a identity crisis. I don't think that they know what they want their games to be. At least in this period is what it feels like, the Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla period. So I'm currently going through them to just kind of critique them, assess them. But I thought Bayek was a great main character, and the world building was great. Also, camels are cool, and all in all, kind of fun. Also, it has some of the sickest skins, I feel like, for Assassin's Creed, for your main character. It's pretty fucking cool. And the map didn't seem too big. Tiny spreads today. I'm gonna go for 14 minutes. Oh my god. JC made me yawn. I yawned, and then you yawned, and then I yawned again. We're trapped in hell. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start this before we get stuck in Ad Town. So I'll be back soon. Here we go. Alright. This is tricky. I have to figure out what his motives are here. I have to figure out why he's letting her go. But that's okay. What?
Oh, I was wondering.
What?
Were you talking to me or?
No,
Okay.
I was stretching. We are done with the sprint.
Okay.
I am now at almost 24,000 words. So actually, I think that this is going to be under 25k. I think I actually nailed it somehow. I really thought that this was going to be... Oh, there you go. Remcad support was like, I don't know how to fix your loom. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It needs to go to John. I told you guys this. I love you guys. And I love the student tech bar people. But it gotta go to John. It can't. This is a weird thing. I can't. But yeah, I think I actually will likely finish this, this book today. Whether on stream or off stream. I may wrap it up with regular stream time here soon after this next sprint. But I think at the end of the day, it will actually be around 25k, which is perfect. Trying to understand humans. I feel like an alien sometimes. I feel like sometimes I want to know what people's motives are. Oh, interesting. I wonder if you can believe people. I'm reading an article about someone who was pretty instrumental in getting us in the situation that we're in, and I won't elaborate more on it. And so I wonder if this person actually feels bad for doing the shit. And I guess I'm coming from the context of, like, I had a moment when I was at that conservative Christian middle school where I was effectively forced into a sermon of just all girls at the time with a female pastor, and she effectively shamed everybody in the room to the point where they were traumatized and, like, crying, and was effectively telling these girls to kneel at her feet if they believed that they needed Jesus, right? And what's interesting is that she was saying that, you know, if you've done bad things, you know, you need to be forgiven all this shit. So all these other girls around me are moving, and I didn't move because I felt like I had not done anything wrong. And what's interesting about that is I got done with that. My dad was like, that's some cult-ass behavior. We're not doing this again. But one of the girls who had spent the year and a half that I had been at that middle school bullying the ever-flying shit out of me day in and day out. And, like, this girl was definitely the major character writing decision for, like, Rita Easley and her older sister Florencia in the Brady books, because they were awful. She was awful. And she approached me at the very end of it all. And she was in tears. She apologized for all the things that she said to me. She said that she had been a terrible person, and that I didn't deserve it, and all of this other shit. And I accepted her apology, and I said, well, I hope I never fucking see you again. Like, literally, okay, go do that. And it's tough, because I was still friends with that one person from that school, and I watched her go through high school, and that girl, Hannah, was still beating other girls up in the bathroom and doing coke. So, clearly nothing had changed, right? At the end of the day, her behavior was still enabled. She was empowered to do so, and continued to be an absolute dipshit to everybody around her. So when I see people who do very harmful things, who are in that sphere, who have been involved in that upbringing and raised in those environments, and I see them apologize for causing great harm, my first gut reaction is, well, that person didn't change, so what makes it so that this person is going to change, right? And I really hope that in some cases people prove me wrong, but my gut instinct is that they won't, and that likely nothing will change. It's just interesting.
Well, I consistently think about when my mom, like, would make us apologize to each other for, like, me and my brothers for doing shit to each other. But her point was never that, like, the apology was the important part. It was the change in your behavior.
Yep.
And I don't think that lesson is instilled in a lot of evangelical Christians.
Probably not.
Because, and my mom would call them only Christians on Sundays.
Right. Well, and it's hard,
You know,
too, because when you're raised in a system, and obviously this doesn't apply to just a Christian ideology, but when
right.
you're raised in a system where effectively, like, I look at Baptists in particular, and not to dog on Baptists at all, obviously, like, there are plenty of good people in each group, but I recognize that, like, at the end of the day, a lot of the foundation of some Baptist beliefs is that if you do something bad, you can just get baptized. But for every other Christian, it's like if you just do something bad. For Catholics, it's go to the confessional on Sundays,
right.
do your Hail Marys, and don't think about it. Pray the Rosary, right? And every denomination, every religion on the planet has the potential for effectively enabling that behavior. Where it's
right.
like, oh well, if you do something bad, pay the church money and you'll be forgiven, right? Go and pray and you'll be forgiven. Get baptized and you'll be forgiven. All of those things. So they just continuously go and do that behavior because they have an instant reset sin button that they can
right.
push. So it makes me hesitant seeing these kinds of
right.
things happen.
Because that's where, like, my mom would be like, okay, you apologized, now you need to also do these things to make amends. Mm-hmm. So it was never just to say you're sorry, it's a say you're sorry and do X.
Right, which makes sense.
You know,
it makes sense. It's just, yeah, it's an interesting thing.
Admit that you were wrong and do something different to make it better. And, like, I feel like a lot of people don't do that when they apologize for shit, and will just continue to do the same shit over and over. And I see it more often than not in, like, the evangelical Christian subset, because of and I've seen it a lot with even, like, Catholics.
It applies to anybody
like,
who has the instant out button. Like, right. Yeah, it's yeah.
But I think because, like, while my mom was raised Catholic, she was also Asian Catholic, and therefore had a lot of, like, Buddhist cultural notes too going on in the area. And so it's like you have to change yourself in order to improve yourself and to elevate your station and all of that, cultivate your conduct, you know. And so, like, I don't know, like, I agree, like, I anytime that I see somebody make, like, a big grandstanding, like, apology for some shit, I'm like, okay, but what are you actually doing? Kind of like when Chick-fil-A was like, oh, we're sorry, we're not donating to conversion camps anymore. And it's like, okay, but what are you doing to pay back to the community that you damaged? You know, are you giving reparations effectively? No? What does your apology fucking mean? And then, lo and behold, they just turn right back around and are funding bullshit again. You know, so enjoy your homophobic chicken, I guess.
Yeah, right? Man, I'll have to read you this article, Jace. This is some of the wildest shit. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna close that. That's some wild ass shit. I'm sure Mr. Piker will have a lot to say about whatever the fuck that is. I'm gonna get to watch that in real time. That's crazy. Let me roll again for another sprint. I'm very close. Well, this will probably be like the last sprint of the day. Wow, this is a long one all of a sudden. One final last Chungus boy. Okay, so we got a 25-minute one. I'm going to try and finish this book in 25 minutes. I don't think it's going to happen, but if I get really, really lucky, maybe it'll go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I will jump right back in. Here we go. Alright. How did everybody do? I am now at 24k to 25k words, so it looks like this thing will be just a touch over 25k words, but that's okay. As long as it's within the relative ballpark, I am good. Let's see. All right, but yeah, I think I'll be okay. Mr. Bubs, what do you want? Oh my God, Mr. Bubbard, what do you want? He wants to come sit on me, and I don't. Are you? What is this? Do you need your some more num nums again? He's such a little too. Yeah, sprints are done. We did it. I think what I'm gonna do probably is go pop off stream and then just bang out the very end of this book. I think. And I don't have very much left. I have to finish up this awful conversation between Gran and the family, because I have to use this to kind of wrap up the whole novella. Hopefully, I might need to give this some more context, because I have to assume that the reader is not going to, will not have read, I should say, any of the Brady books or the previous novellas. I want this to be truly a standalone. Without, like, just beating the dead horse and restating a bunch of information that new or old readers would already know. So, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. Well, I won't linger for too long. I've got my brain is in high gear and is stuck in this scene. So I'm going to go ahead and write. Thank you again for everybody who hung out on stream today. Again, as always, if you want to help me out and you're looking for a short book to read, right now, my book, Brady Von Altus and the Pesky Pest Controller, which is 50k words, it's very short, and it's for middle grade readers, but is very enjoyable for adults, is free on Booksprout. No one has claimed the book yet, and all I need for this book is 4 more reviews. That's it, to get this bad boy to 25, and then it'll officially will be the book that made it to 25. It'll be my first one. So you can just get the book for free here by claiming it. There's literally no strings attached, and then you can just review the book by August 31st, at the end of this year. So you got a couple of months to read it. It would be really awesome if anyone who hasn't read it before checked it out and gave it a review. That would be very helpful for me. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and go. Tomorrow I'll be back with comics again, and we'll be back to like regular streaming schedule this week. So I hope everybody has a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.